G'day viewers. I thought I'd do something today I haven't done for a little while. A bit of a talky video. Might go on for a while. A lot of people like it when I do that. We'll see. I know basically what I want to say. I'm not 100% sure how long it'll take me to say it. So let's give it a go. What I'm going to do in this video is something I have touched on before. Long-term viewers will think this sounds at least vaguely familiar. But I've been doing it a bit lately without saying what I'm doing. So I'm going to explain what I call thought experiments. There's a range of different things you could call it, right up to pulling your chain and manipulating you being the audience. Now the word manipulate actually gets a bad rep. It's almost always taken to mean something bad, like you're doing something to someone against their will. But manipulate doesn't have to be bad, and in fact anyone who performs, anyone who creates art is attempting to manipulate people, because you want a response from your art, your music, your comedy, your writing. You are manipulating an audience's response. It can vary how successful your manipulation is, as in how much they go the way you want, but you are affecting an audience. You're manipulating them. Sometimes I do it really, really deliberately. The thing that I'm calling a thought experiment. And once I start explaining this, it's gonna sound very much like, aha, familiar, now I know what you're talking about, if it doesn't already. Now this is mainly when I say something in an attempt to really challenge people's preconceptions and try and goad them into thinking, essentially. Now this is not the same as just winding people up, like when I do a shut the fuck up video. As when I first started doing them, I made it clear, this is for people that I am not wasting any time with. I am not trying to reach people that I am a shut the fuck up video at. I'm not trying to debate. I'm not trying to establish a point. I'm just saying, in certain circumstances, there are certain people that I find utterly beneath my contempt. They're completely a waste of time, but I'm going to have fun and have a bit of catharsis and hopefully provide a bit of fun for my audience by just screaming shut the fuck up at certain people. That's not what I'm talking about. That's just fun and a wind-up. But when I deliberately challenge people, you'll normally tell us, because there'll be a lot more than average of the comments of, oh, I normally agree with what you say, but I can't believe you said that. Because I'm actually deliberately trying to provoke a response in people. Now, I almost never say things I don't actually believe, unless I make it blindingly obvious that I'm acting a role, or it's satire, irony, whatever you want to call it. But occasionally I deliberately do things that's like, okay, that's taking at least some people out of their comfort zone in as much as what they expect from me, what they think my views are, how much they share my views. Because I think that's important. Look, I could be a darling of the left. I could just promote and lionize all progressive causes, always say progressive causes are good, and I could just slam conservatives and conservative issues and conservative causes and always say they are always bad and always wrong. I just do that most of the time because that is what I genuinely feel. But occasionally I do things where some of the more progressive members of the audience freak out a bit, like if I dare to suggest that the nature of sexuality is not absolutely cut and dry, that you can't give a definitive answer as to why someone's sexuality goes a particular way. And it simply is that there are no hard answers. And anyone who says otherwise is lying. But what I like is when I put things together, and let's go back to a little while ago when I talked about how charged up people get about me saying something about being gay is a choice. It's a word, it's semantics, and when I did that, I structured it very carefully about, this is why this issue is not as cut and dried as you think it is. There's this, there's this, made 3 or 4 points, and the people who got really upset at me, who were almost always people who were gay, which absolutely makes sense for those people to get mad at me, because I'm speaking purely from ignorance and these people are speaking from personal experience. But what I found interesting, not really even surprising very much, is their outrage never addressed a single point I raised. Never. Not once. It was always, how dare you! You can't say that about me! I am this! Jesus, you only have to do a little bit of research into psychology and similar things to realize that we, you, I, everyone, is phenomenally good at deluding themselves about subjects like free will. And there's, there are different schools of philosophy, different schools of thought about how much free will we have, how much is predetermined, how much we're just, bloody chemical signals in our brain which are so blindingly easy to manipulate. But I do find that interesting when I challenge, the status quo of the left, people who lose their shit and don't actually address any of the points I raise and just say, you're wrong, I'm not like that, and not to discount anyone's personal experience, but anyone, including me, who says, this is true because I feel this way, this is true because this is how I experience it, this is true because this is my perception, that's fucking horse shit. We all have our views, we all have our perceptions, we all have the things that are important to us, and that's as it should be. But to assert just blindly, I don't have to listen to any contrary viewpoint because I know, is not really advancing the human cause. Look, God, I think I've already said, I could be a darling of the left, okay? It would be so fucking easy. You people are so easy to manipulate. These are the themes I'm going to be revisiting in this, the manipulation of people. God, I've seen it on YouTube. It's so easy to basically become a cult leader on YouTube. And in terms of popularity, I would be way more popular if I just pandered to people who I largely agree with. But occasionally I think it's important that people who I largely agree with get a little bit of a smack upside the head, wake up to themselves. Either, hopefully, the majority of people, I hope, particularly now I'm explaining what I'm doing, I hope people can understand, I see what he's doing, the sarcastic, manipulative bastard. But, it's like, all right, he's trying to challenge me to think. He's trying to challenge me to justify the things I feel, at least to myself. And that is broadly what I'm doing. Because it's just, pandering is too easy. It's boring to me. It's intellectually boring to just pander to people. And yes, it's a little bit of a kid with a stick in an ant's nest. I admit, I take some somewhat childish glee from time to time in winding people up and challenging people's expectations. But it's more than that, it's deeper than that. I actually want people to think. That's one of the central things for me, trying to entertain people, give people information, but challenge people to think. Now, as someone who I consider an absolute political opponent who's beneath contempt, and we'll go, creationists, flat earthers, conspiracy theorists, global warming deniers, racists, bigots, self-proclaimed Nazi, those people are just fucked. They're not worth my time. I have no interest in them whatsoever. And the fact they're so full of themselves that they think I'm meant to care about them, it's occasionally interesting, occasionally blows my mind. And then I always hold up actual self-proclaimed Nazis, people who go, Hitler got it right, yeah, Heil Hitler, and with the swastika, and it's like, and they think that normal humans have to engage with them and give them time. And just, no, you know how it goes? You love Hitler, that's it. Nothing you say is worth anything, okay? You love Hitler, you're not worth anything. You're not worth time. I'll taunt you and make fun of you, but the ridiculous concept that I have to debate, no, okay? You love Hitler. That's it. That's all I need to say. And the fact you are too fucking stupid to understand. They go, oh, why won't society do what I want and respond? Why won't they, debate? Because you're not fucking worth it. Okay, and we all have different people who hit that level with us. I'm at that level with a whole bunch of people. I don't mind. I don't waste time on those sorts of people. So if you, believe as a view that you and I are largely of a shared ideology, but I've occasionally said something that upsets you, and it's probably deliberate. I actually probably want you to think. I want you to justify why you disagree with me. I I just don't want to pander when it comes down to it. I'd probably be way more popular on YouTube, probably be, you know, making a living from it if all I did was pander to what people want. I'm saying this stuff out loud and go, yeah, I really probably should. I'd be way better off. And it's not, I'm not doing some noble cause. Not really. It's not like, I don't think I've got a higher calling. This is just me. This is how I'm made up. This is what's important to me. And whereas I hope it actually helps my audience, I hope it helps people think that is my goal, it's for me. So don't worry if it doesn't work for you. Don't worry if you don't like what I say. I don't give a shit. And the reason I don't give a shit is because I can't. Any sane, reasonably self-aware person would be able to admit, you know what? Of people who I utterly disagree with, I don't care about them. I can't. I don't have enough time. That person is just an absolute time suck. Their demands for me to engage with them and debate with them and talk endlessly, on and on, it would destroy my life. It's of no value to me. So if you disagree with me, for fuck's sake, don't waste time telling me. I don't care. It's not that I completely discount your views and your world and your right to think certain things. I just don't fucking care. And you shouldn't particularly care about me. You will not find anywhere on YouTube comments from me on other people's videos, on other people's channels saying, I disagree, how dare you say that? You're scum, someone should stop you. I think that about a whole fucking bunch of people. And I do not waste time going after them. I don't waste my valuable time. That's what it comes down to. Self-centered. I'm too important. But there are a bunch of people out there who I believe are worth my time, and I've come into contact with them over the last 5-6 years I've been on YouTube. I'm able to say things and crystallize things in a way people often tell me they aren't able to do themselves. It's like, oh, you've just expressed how I've always felt. I've always found it hard to put into words, and you put it into words, and now I feel so much better. I feel like that's articulated something I felt inside. Yeah. I've found so many people who are worth my time over the years. They far outweigh the idiots. The idiots are just louder. And I have to admit, it's a lot of fun to taunt them. I've probably admitted several times, I'm really, really childish. I really am. But, you know, it's just how I deal with the world, by making fun of stupid people. Because what else am I going to do? Cry myself to sleep every night about the horrible state of humanity? Humanity's that bad that maybe some people do, but no. You know, I'm going to live my life. I'm going to be as positive as possible. And even when I rip on people, I am being positive. Positive to me. I am enjoying what I do. I don't give a fuck how someone else interprets it and what meaning they place on it. It's what I'm doing for me that's important, and if it reaches other people, that's a bonus. And I know from feedback, it does. I know it reaches people. So, if, you know, you regard yourself as a fan, maybe a like-minded person, a kindred spirit, and you find there's a video where I say something that you really, really disagree with, I'm probably not going to be interested in the fact you disagree with. But if you don't want me to write you off completely, when you disagree, try really hard to respond to the actual things I say. Not about your feelings. Yes, what I said generated feelings in you. That was deliberate. Everything I do, whether it's feelings of happiness or anger, I'm deliberately trying to trigger feelings in people. But if you want to argue with me, your feelings are fucking irrelevant to me. To you, they're everything. You know, your feelings are important to you. Now, if you want to actually have an argument, a debate, whatever, actually respond to the things I say. Oh, and also, remember what I've said in this. If I say something that triggers you, realize I've probably done that on purpose. So it's like, bing, if I hit a sore point with you, and you go, damn it, how dare you, wait, what did he, oh, wait, he said he does this shit on purpose. He's trying to wind me up. Okay, how can I take the emotion out of this and take some objective facts? I'm not expecting miracles. I'm not expecting everyone to do it, or even anyone. But, you know, I've put, rather than the implicit thing I do in triggering responses in people, now I've made it explicit. If you've sat through this and listened, you know that if I trigger a negative response in you, I have almost definitely done that on purpose. So I'm trying to get you to think. If you don't, if you just write a comment going, I'm outraged! How dare you say that? I used to respect you. I have written you off completely. If you comment that like, I can't believe you would say that. Oh, I used to respect you. Up until that comment has made me think you are one of the most pathetic fuckwits on the planet. You telling me your feelings should dictate my life, you're a fucking moron if you do that. And I mean, if you say, and like I've said, you know, the absolute pinnacle of stupidity is the people on the internet who worship Hitler and think they should be listened to. I don't waste time saying to them, how dare you? Honestly, when I state something, of course I fucking believe it. And for you to do something as fucking trite as go, oh, how dare you? I can't believe you think that. You can't seriously. Of course I fucking seriously believe it, you fucking idiot. Jesus. So when I trigger that feeling in you, you know, if it's at all important to you that I don't think you're utterly pathetic pond scum, pause, think, okay, he has a contrary viewpoint to me there. Is there anything I can say that bolsters my viewpoint that doesn't just say to him, you're a dick, even if all I did was say to you, you're a dick, okay? Your contrary opinion, you're entitled to it. I am going to exert zero effort in getting you to change it. I'm going to say things that I want to say, not with the intent of changing your point of view. I'm just saying things I want to say. So when you type some dumbass comment that you think's going to make me, oh, they're right. How could I have thought that? How could I seriously have expressed that? Someone I don't fucking know and have never fucking met typed some words on a screen and I'll now change my whole worldview. Oh my God, wake the fuck up! That's the summary I want. Will I call the video that? Probably not. I'm not sure what I'll call it. But that's the summary of the whole video. Wake the fuck up. And it's the central thing to what I've been doing for the past 5 or 6 years, trying to get people to think and keep thinking. The amount of times I see people that they're able to, because they generated one thought, they think it's a fucking achievement. The world's not a static thing. You have to keep thinking. So that's my message of hope for today, okay? Wake the fuck up. Think about things. Continue to think about things. And, you know, maybe in some bright and glorious future, we'll be able to have a rational conversation. I don't know. In the meantime, I'm still going to play silly buggers on YouTube. And I'll see you again soon.